Hello and welcome to DFS Coach Talk. I am your host, Josh Davis, also known as Crash, and I am joined by the one and only Miss Deb Lutz, aka Deluxe. Deb, how are you doing on this Friday, TGIF Friday afternoon?
Friday the 13th, too, man.
It's Friday the 13th.
I know. I feel that way. I'm running and gunning. I just, you and I didn't realize we were supposed to do the half hour earlier, so sorry about that to everyone who's been waiting, but we'll try and cruise through this so we can get everything in on time.
Yeah, absolutely. So if you're new to the channel, if you would hit the like button and then hit subscribe, that'll help us to move up the algorithm for YouTube. And then once you've done those two things, if you would hit the alarm bell, that will let you know when the newest podcast has gone live. We did announce today to our Discord members and on Twitter that we've kicked off our NFL playoff special. It's a free week of DFS Coach Talk. So if you haven't joined yet, it's an awesome time to join, the best time to join. You can get a free week of DFS Coach Talk. Join us at dfscoachtalk.com. You can use this coupon code. I'm actually going to put it up on the screen here for everybody to see in case you haven't been able to join yet. You can use that code. It'll be on display throughout the whole show at the ticker at the bottom too. So we would love to have you. We're a very family-friendly, positive environment. And we hope to help you win as much as possible in DFS. So let's go ahead and kick this thing off with the first game tonight. We've got the 7 p.m. Eastern start. New Orleans Pelicans and Detroit Pistons. New Orleans is favored by 5.5. It has a 234 over under. Herb Jones is questionable for the Pelicans. Brandon Ingram, EJ Liddell, Zion Williamson are out. And then for the Pistons, Buddy Boeheim is questionable. Isaiah Stewart is also looks like he's going to be out. Marvin Bagley's out. Jalen Duren is out. And Corey Joseph is out. The starting lineup for New Orleans, you've got C.J. McCollum, Trey Murphy. I'm combined Trey Murphy and Jones. Right. Trey Murphy, Herb Jones if he plays, Najee Marshall, and Jonas Valanciunas. For the Pistons, Killian Hayes, Jaden Ivey, Steek Bay, Bojan Bogdanovic, and Isaiah Stewart if he plays.
So, and Herb Jones is out.
Herb Jones is out. Okay. All right. So for me in this game, Deb, the plays that I'm looking at, primarily CJ, without Brandon Ingram and Zion Williamson, this is a really good spot for him. Detroit's allowed the second most fantasy points to point guards. He had 55.5 Draftkings points against Boston on Wednesday. So that's a really good defensive team, especially against point guards with Marcus Smart. So I do like CJ McCollum here. Najee Marshall's been playing pretty well too off the not off the bench, I guess, but he's been starting. He's averaged 34.9 Draftkings points his last 5 games. So I like him as well. On the Pistons side, Bojan Bogdanovic has not done well at all against the Pelicans. The last 2 times he faced them, he only had 8 and 9 Draftkings points. So I'm not sure what exactly is going on with that matchup, but it hasn't been working out too well. We'll have to see if that continues tonight. Killian Hayes, on the other hand, he's had a nice game against them recently on December 7th. He had 47.5 Draftkings points. He's 5,900 on DraftKings, 7,100 on Fanduel. I'm probably not going to get to him over there, and then $22 on Yahoo. So for this first game, those are the plays that I like. Anyone else that you want to add in addition?
Yeah, I mean, Daniels is going to be getting the start, so he's a nice look at for the GPP. And I'm also a big fan of Killian Hayes in this game. Colin's not the best defender, and he's been solid.
Okay. So what was the Daniel? What'd you say?
Oh, Dyson Daniels.
Oh, Daniels. Yeah. Dyson Daniels. Yeah. So he's going to be starting, you think?
Yes. That's what they have it as.
Okay. Yeah. That for some reason I didn't refresh it, but okay. Yeah. Now I see that. Yeah. So Dyson Daniels, do you know how much he is on each site?
Yeah, he is, on DraftKings, he's 3,400. And I think on Fanduel, he's about the same. So definitely someone to look at there with the starting minutes.
Yeah, definitely. All right, so the next game is at 7 p.m. Eastern as well. The Atlanta Hawks and Indiana Pacers. Atlanta is favored by 2, has a 238 over/under. Capella is still out for the Hawks, but it looks like Trae Young will play, so he's back in their starting lineup. And then Tyrese Martin, I don't even really know who that is. He's questionable. And so for the Hawks, you've got Trae Young, DeJounte Murray, DeAndre Hunter, John Collins, and Onyeka Okongwu. And then the big news for the Pacers is that Tyrese Halliburton is out. So TJ McConnell is in the starting lineup, along with Andrew Nembhard, Buddy Hield, O'Shea Brissett, and Jalen Smith. So Miles Turner is also out for the Pacers. So who do you like in this matchup? I think TJ McConnell is probably going to be one of the highest owned players on the slate.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Absolutely, but I can't stay away from him. You know, he's just too easy there at 4,100. I mean, he gets a ton of assists, a ton of steals. He's going to get, decent usage because Miles Turner's also out. So I definitely am. He's going to be in all my lineups. He's my top play tonight.
Okay. Yeah. I definitely have him as a core play as well. Buddy Hield is actually somebody that's had a lot of success in this matchup. He's had 42.8 DraftKings points the last 3 times he faced Atlanta. He had 45.3 against them on December 27th. So I like him too. On the Atlanta side, John Collins has had some success without Miles Turner in there. I think he can definitely have some. And Clint Capella, of course, is not there either. So the usage is all going to him and Okongwu. Do you like John Collins? Do you like Okongwu? Where do you stand on the Hawks side?
Yeah, I sort of like Okongwu, particularly with Turner out. I'm not sure I'm going to be able to get to him though, but I certainly would be recommending him if he fits in your lineup. I am not going to Collins. I'm not the biggest Collins fan. I think he fades. He comes and goes as a player. For me, it's more about McConnell and Hield. I am going to make a call and fade Nembhard. He's really highly owned. I just don't think he's going to get the usage. He was huge last time Halliburton was out, but McConnell was out also. So I think it's a big difference. So I'm fading Nembhard. I've got a little interest in Jalen Smith, who's going to be starting at center in place of Turner.
Yeah, I can see that for sure. I can definitely see that. The next game is also 7 p.m. Eastern start time. The New York Knicks and the Washington Wizards. New York is favored by 4, has a 222.5 over/under. The Knicks don't have anybody projected out as of right now. And then for the Wizards, you have Bradley Beal, Vernon Carey, Johnny Davis, Monte Morris. And then for the Knicks starting lineup, Jalen Brunson, Quentin Grimes, RJ Barrett, Julius Randle, and Mitchell Robinson. For the Wizards, DeLon Wright, Corey Kispert, Kyle Kuzma, Kristaps Porzingis, and Daniel Gafford. So the Monte Morris news is interesting because it says DeLon
Monte Morris is out.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. That news is interesting because now DeLon Wright moves into the starting lineup for them. So
DeLon Wright is definitely interesting. He's one of those guys. I mean, he gets a ton of steals. Hard to know with him though how he's gonna do. Yeah,
definitely. So outside of that, there's not a whole lot in this game that I like. I was going to look at maybe Denny Avdia if Porzingis was out, but it looks like Porzingis is going to be playing. There's a real low over/under in this game. Just not my favorite games.
It is not my favorite game either. I'm looking at maybe Mitch Robinson.
Okay.
Just because, pretty good price. He's been playing a ton more minutes than he usually does. So, but honestly, other than that, I'm going to pass this
game. Yeah, I'm right there with you. Next game we have is the big game on the slate, the Golden State Warriors and the San Antonio Spurs. And the reason that it's such a big game is because they're going to be going back to the Alamo Dome.
Yeah.
So this is going to be featured on ESPN. This is going to be a really cool game to watch. Just all the memories I'm sure you have and I have growing up watching all the games in the Spurs and Tim Duncan and David Robinson and all that. So
there's going to be like 60,000 people there.
Yeah, there's gonna be a very real chance that they break an all-time record for attendance too. So that's gonna
Very
be
cool.
So this game starts at 7:30 p.m. Eastern. You've got JaMychal Green, Jonathan Kuminga, and James Wiseman out for the Warriors, so they're definitely getting healthier. And then Vassell is out for the Spurs. So the projected starting lineup for Golden State: Curry, Thompson, Wiggins, Green, and Looney. For the Spurs: Trey Jones, Romeo Langford, Keldon Johnson, Jeremy Sohan, and Jakob Poeltl. There's a few plays in this game that I like. I do think that Curry could still be a little bit limited. I know he was limited in the last game. He had like 24 points, I think. So he had a decent game, but he is 10-4 on DraftKings. So I'm kind of concerned that might be a little bit too much to pay for Curry. What do you think about that play?
Yeah, I mean, I'm so tempted, particularly he may want to show off in front of this crowd, but I also fear this could be a blowout, and so they might take a few minutes away from him as a result of that. So
I could definitely see that.
It's not a crazy play, and there aren't a lot of high-priced options tonight, so I think I'm going to look at him possibly for a GPP play.
Yeah, it's a 243, so it's a super high over-under. Right. I don't know, like you said, I don't know how long they're going to play, and that's my concern too. If I was betting on the over-under, I think I would take the under. I just think that Golden State is a much better team, and they'll be able to control this game. And I don't know how many minutes these guys are going to get. And with all of them back, it's kind of hard to lean on which one you want to play too. So Klay Thompson, he's been playing really well, but that was before Curry came back. So I'm not quite as sure if I want to go to him. He's the other play I was looking at. The Spurs have allowed the 5th most fantasy points to shooting guards. So it's a good matchup for him. Yeah. On the San Antonio side, I don't really have anybody that I like. Just too many other options on the slate for me to go to somebody on San Antonio. So,
okay. Yeah. I am, Keldon Johnson. I mean, he's sort of, the guy with Vassell out. So I'm probably taking a look at him.
Okay.
And, Trey Jones is not a crazy play either. He's really solid.
Right. Yeah.
Did you mention him?
No, but he is. You're right.
Yeah.
He is playing some good ball.
He's really solid. So, yeah.
Yeah. Cool. I'm looking real quick at the chat. Yeah. Jokic is out.
What folks are saying here. SGA. Okay. Yeah. SGA. We'll talk about.
Yeah. That's the next game, actually.
Yeah,
so that's
exactly.
Good segue here. We've got 8 p.m. Eastern, Oklahoma City, Chicago Bulls. Bulls are favored by 4.5, has a 233.5 over under. For the Thunder, Dieng, Pokusevski, Jeremiah Robinson Earl are out. Zach LaVine participated in the warmups. Looks like he'll play. DeRozan will not play, I don't think. I think he's doubtful. He's doubtful. He's listed as doubtful, so highly unlikely for him to play.
Right.
And then Lonzo Ball, Tony Bradley, and Javonte Green are out. Okay. So for the Thunder, you've got SGA, Josh Giddey, Lou Dort, Jalen Williams, and Omar Rui. And then for the Bulls, you have Ayo Dosunmu, Zach LaVine, Alex Caruso, Patrick Williams, and Nikola Vucevic. So obviously without DeRozan, I think that Zach LaVine is a really good play again. He had a really nice game the other night with DeRozan out. And I think Vucevic is in a good spot too. But I also like SGA. I feel like after what he did last night against the Sixers, who had allowed the least amount of fantasy points to point guards, he can do that against anybody. That's kind of
Yeah, I'm right there with you. I actually love SGA. I think I'll be playing him as well as Vucevic. I'm right there with you. I'm actually going to fade LaVine. I think his ownership, he's at 27% ownership on DraftKings. And I think, everyone's jumping on the bandwagon. He has played exceptionally well, but he scored like 42 points his last game.
True.
I don't see him doing the same thing. So he's going to be a fade for me. I think I kind of respect OKC's defense a bit.
Yeah. And it could be kind of one of those things like we saw with, was that Tuesday when Phoenix played Denver after beating
Yes.
Golden
Yeah.
State, where they go in and they have an upset against a good team like Philadelphia, and then the next game they just kind of lay an egg. I could see that happening
You
for
can see
sure.
that happening, right? Yeah. Yeah. I could see some of that as well.
That would be my concern, but I think even if that happens, I still think SGA is in a good spot, but I probably don't want to load up too heavily on this game because of the potential blowout. So
I think that makes a lot of sense. Cool.
All right, next game is your Phoenix Suns. The minute or what's left of your Phoenix Suns, it's unbelievable.
Oh,
my gosh, how much they have
can't
dealt with.
even.
It's incredible.
So sad.
The Wolves and Minnesota's favored by 5 at 222 over under. Booker, Crowder, Johnson, Paul, Payne, Shamet, they're all out for Phoenix. I think Aiton's going to be back, so they get a little bit of help there. And then D'Angelo Russell, Anthony Edwards is questionable. Kyle Anderson is questionable. And Jordan McLaughlin and Karl Anthony Towns are out. And Taurean Prince is questionable as well. So D'Angelo Russell will play. I messed that up. But, yeah, so Edwards, Anderson, Prince, McLaughlin, Towns, either out or questionable for Minnesota. So let me see who I had written down here that I liked for this game. I know there wasn't a whole lot. Mikal Bridges is a good player.
I can go through who I like. I think I like Saric. I think he's going to get some good play. He has been, he hadn't played for like a year, and he's kind of come back into the groove a little bit. I might take a flyer on either Josh Okogie, because we've got a little revenge narrative going on in Minnesota, and he's been getting the minutes. Not really a great points per minute guy, but he's been getting the minutes with all the injuries. And then he puts up Saban Lee at point guard, and he was decent on Detroit. He got 15 minutes in his first game, but if he gets 20, 22, he's min salary. So again, another GPP type play for me.
Yeah, I agree with that. Any love for Bridges? I know he had a monster game last time they faced Minnesota. What do you think about him?
I think Bridges is getting a little tired right now carrying the load. He's just not that kind of a player. So I'm going to stay away from Bridges tonight. I think he'll play fine. I just don't think they can really target him, because he's really the only guy who's a starter out there. So
yeah, that's true. And what about Rudy Gobert on the other side? Do you like him at all?
Not really tonight. I'm eyeing a few other center options. So he's let me down a few times.
Yeah, I'm right there with you with that. All right, the next game is the Orlando Magic and the Utah Jazz at 9 p.m. Eastern. Utah is favored by 6. It has a 234 over under. Jalen Suggs is questionable. Chuma Okeke is out for the Magic. And then Azubuike and Bolmaro are questionable, as is Talen Horton-Tucker. Kelly Olynyk is out. Projected starting lineup for Orlando: Markelle Fultz, Gary Harris, Franz Wagner, Paulo Banchero, Wendell Carter. For the Jazz, Mike Conley, Jordan Clarkson, Malik Beasley, Lauri Markkanen, and Will Kessler. Not a whole lot for me in this game. I think Lauri Markkanen would probably be the one play I would consider. And other than that, I'm just passing on this game.
I'm kind of with you. I don't love the game at all. For me, the one guy, I just couldn't believe Markkanen's at like 9.8, I think, 9.9.
Yeah, Draftkings, it's unbelievable.
I'd much rather go SGA.
Right.
So I look at it. So, Kessler's not bad. He's starting, and they do need a decent sized body against Orlando. So I kind of like him a little bit tonight.
Yeah, I'm there with you on that. And Markkanen's only 8,200 on Fanduel. I don't think that's terrible.
Yeah.
But 9,800 on DraftKings, there's just no way.
Crazy, right?
Yeah. I mean, I remember when he was like six something. So, all right. The next game we have the Nuggets and the Clippers. Starts at 10 p.m. Eastern. The Clippers are favored by 5. It has a 222 over under. Paul George and Luke Kennard are out for the Clippers. For the Nuggets, the big news is that Jokic is out. So Bruce Brown and Jamal Murray look like they're going to play their game time decisions, but they lean towards playing. Gillespie Jeff Green, of course, Jokic, and then PJ Watson are out. So the projected starting lineup for Denver is Jamal Murray, Kentavious Caldwell-Pope, Michael Porter Jr., Aaron Gordon, and DeAndre Jordan. I was thinking maybe Zeke Naji. I was thinking Zeke Naji would start. Terrence Mann, Batum, Leonard, Morris, and Zubats for the Clippers. So the big news here is obviously with the Joker out, is it Jamal Murray? Is it Aaron Gordon? Do you like Zeke Naji as a value play? I'm not looking at DeAndre Jordan. I can tell you that.
No way. So here's the crazy thing. So I was digging into this a little bit because I really wanted to know, all right, ton of usage, guy's got the ball in his hands all the time. Like, who benefits from Jokic being off the floor? And I knew I wasn't going to DeAndre or Jordan, and I was kind of like, all right, Naji makes a lot of sense. And I looked it up, and Naji does not, when he's off the floor, his numbers don't go up that much. The guy whose numbers go up tremendously to like 30% plus usage is Bones Highland.
Wow. Okay.
So I know, crazy. So I'm going Bones.
Okay.
Bones tonight. And
he looked really good. I mean, he looked really good the other night against Phoenix. That's for sure.
I may go Bones and Murray because Murray's definitely going to be, getting higher usage. So I may go Bones
for sure.
Which should be a little contrarian.
Yeah, definitely. Anybody on the Clippers side?
I don't know. Trey Mann is priced right. He is now their starting point guard. I just can't stand him. If he fits in the lineups really nicely just at his pricing. I'm tempted by Zubac, who's also pretty cheap, particularly now with the Joker out. So those two would be who I'm interested in.
No, that's who I was looking at too, because he usually gets in foul trouble whenever Jokic is in there. So
exactly.
I think that's a really good play. And Kawhi's been playing a lot better now, but I'm not going to pay $10K or almost $10K on DraftKings.
Yeah, that's way too high.
9,000 on Fanduel, maybe 38 on Yahoo. Those are maybes, but I'm probably not going to go there. So that brings us to the last game of the night. We've got at 10 o'clock Eastern, the Houston Rockets and the Sacramento Kings. Sacramento's favored by 9.5. These teams just played each other on Tuesday, I believe, or Wednesday. It's a 238.5 over under for the Rockets. Kevin Porter Jr. is out, and then Kevin Huerter is a game time decision for the Kings. This projected starting lineup for Houston, we've got Jalen Green, Eric Gordon, Kenyon Martin Jr., Jabari Smith Jr., Alperen Sengun. For the Kings, De'Aaron Fox, Kevin Huerter if he plays, Harrison Barnes, Keegan Murray, and Domantas Sabonis. I think Sabonis is definitely in play as a pay-up option. He had 55.5 DraftKings points the last time they faced each other on Wednesday. I do have a little bit of a concern for a blowout in this matchup, but is there anyone else that stands out to you in this game?
I like this game a lot. I have a lot of guys in this game. I think Jalen Green's usage goes through the roof with Kevin Porter out.
Yeah,
he's going to effectively play point guard, so I'm eyeing him. I think in particular, let's see, on FanDuel, FanDuel, he's only $7K. I like that price a lot for him in this matchup. I definitely like Sabonis, as you said. I like Sengun also, kind of a mini Sabonis. And, some of the guys who are going to get additional usage with some of the injuries, I think Tate, either Tate or Martin. I'm going to look at one of those two guys. And I think Keegan Murray. It's sort of like a battle of some of the big rookies between Murray and Smith. And Murray took him last game, and I think he could do it again. Yeah.
The other guy that for Sacramento that had a nice game the other day was Trey Lyles. And I don't know if that's an outlier, but he's 3,700 on DraftKings and only $12 on Yahoo. So he's a little bit of a value option. Sengun had a nice game against Sacramento on Wednesday with 43 DraftKings points. So I think he's a possibility too. And then Houston, they've been terrible against point guards. They allowed the most fantasy points. So De'Aaron Fox is in play too. I just always seem to get him wrong for whatever reason.
Me too. I struggle with him.
Yeah, I'm a little gun shy with him. So that is going to do it for the main part of the podcast. If everyone can vote, if they want us to do either a DraftKings core, a Fanduel Two Brains lineup, or a Yahoo lineup, we'll get that out to you. Real quick for prize picks today, I've got Nikola Vucevic more than 42.5 fantasy score, and then Jamal Murray more than 20.5 points, real points. So do you have anything for prize picks, Deb?
No, I've been off the prize picks.
That's okay. That's okay. Let's see here. Yahoo highest owned plays. Yeah, let me get you that real quick. So on Yahoo, the highest projected owned plays are Benedict Mathurin, Zach LaVine, Nikola Vucevic, Jalen Smith, Andrew Nembhard, Kawhi Leonard, Najee Marshall, Lauri Markkanen, Jalen Green, Keldon Johnson, Buddy Hield, TJ McConnell, Domantas Sabonis, Patrick Williams, Jamal Murray, and SGA. I'm a little surprised that TJ McConnell isn't higher owned than that.
Yeah,
that's standing out to me quite a bit.
How much is he on Yahoo?
He is $13.
Yeah, that's real surprising.
Yeah, I feel like he should be higher owned than that.
Yeah.
Did anyone vote yet for FanDuel DK?
We've got a FanDuel and a DK, which means we should do Yahoo.
Yeah. Yeah, I think we said last time that we were going to do Yahoo this time. I'm pretty sure that's what happened.
Let's do it.
Yeah.
I'm going to pull it up here.
All right. So I'll go ahead and take the first pick with McConnell. Just get that.
I knew you were going to do that, right? Why not, right?
Get that out of the way.
Okay. All right. My pay-up guy is going to be Shea. So we'll have to put him into the other guard position.
The other guard. Okay. Yeah. I'll take Buddy Hield, small forward.
Nice. I'm going to go Jalen Green, shooting guard.
I'm liking your little sneaky Bones Highland play. I'm going to take him at utility.
Nice. Yeah, 13. That's a good one. I'll try and keep it. Let's see here. Oh, where's I was looking for Jalen. I'm going to go.
You want Jalen Smith? I think he's a center.
I think I'm doing Jalen Smith at center. Yeah.
Okay.
Although there's so many good centers, I might have to change that. Let's go Şengün at center.
Okay.
Yeah.
I'll take Saric at the power forward.
Whoa, you're leaving me at $44 for Mr. Julius Randle.
Yep.
All right, let's do it.
All right. So we've got TJ McConnell, Jalen Green, SGA, Buddy Hield, Dario Saric, Julius Randle, Alperen Şengün, and Bones Highland. That's our Yahoo GPP.
Love it.
And real quick before we get out of here, once again, guys, if you haven't joined us yet at DFS Coach Talk, join us at dfscoachtalk.com. Best time ever to join. We've got a free week that you can experience DFS Coach Talk, so we'd love to have you. The coupon code is in the description and also in the comments. Hope everybody has an awesome Friday, and we'll be back again tomorrow when we look to crush it in NBA, DFS, and Prize Picks. Thank you.
Good luck, guys. Cool.
Did we go over the Clippers? Yeah, we spent like
pretty
good amount of time on them.
Yeah. Hey, Coach is asking for ownership projections. Are you able to? I'm still doing lineups. Are you able to post that or?
Yeah, is boy from Cali not?
I guess he says boy from Cali. What did he say? He says boy from Cali stuck at